Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am the world's worst podcast host. I am John Taman, and I'm trying today to not be the world's worst podcast host. I'm trying to be the winner of the week. I'm hoping that I am, and I really don't know. But I've just watched Miami lose, and that was fun. That was fun. And right now, even though I'm not supposed to discuss things that are current events, anybody that's sitting here joining us right now is also watching Georgia and Ole Miss. And, you know, this is why college football sometimes builds up all the hype, because even, Ole Miss is 16, Georgia's 3. And
Ole Miss is going to get smashed.
Dude,
Ole Miss's quarterback just went out, too.
The difference between them is miles. I mean, freaking like entire Scott G counties between these two teams. So yeah, it doesn't take long before Georgia smacks them.
On the first possession of the game, Ole Miss's quarterback went out. And,
was that when he threw the interception?
Yeah, he messed up his ankle, so now they have a true freshman in at quarterback.
The one cool thing I am enjoying about this game is the Houston Oilers kind of helmet that Ole Miss is wearing. That's kind of nice.
But we also had some other news that just broke as we were launching.
Yeah, we did.
Dak Prescott is
out for the season.
Going to have season-ending surgery.
His hamstring came away from the bone, so that's kind of a big deal.
He's a pussy. Couldn't play through it.
And then regarding our team, Austin Seibert has been downgraded to out.
Okay, what is exactly wrong with him?
A right hip.
A hip. So
hip.
it's like a hip flexor.
He's got a bad hip, John.
He's got a hip, you know.
And it's his kicking leg.
He's got a hip. A sesamoid.
So as a result, we have elevated Zane Gonzalez and F.A. Obata to the active roster.
So can F.A. kick?
I don't know.
He is
That's
English.
Scott.
Probably.
But Chris
Hey, probably
Rodriguez
can
was also signed to the active roster.
He can probably make it over with his middle leg, John, to be fair, but you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
As long as it's
Only
20
Scott
yards
gives us
out.
insight
Scott would
like
know this
this.
information.
Only Scott. Well, I mean, let me just
Says
say.
the Hemingway.
Let me just say.
Says
That's
the
right.
Hemingway lad.
This is
The entire right side of the screen here has more NFL penis experience than either one of us combined.
This is why F.A.'s mom got a restraining order.
True, very true.
Is that what it is? Okay. Scott was like, "Hey, can I fluff your rubber band? Can I?"
The corresponding move for Chris Rodriguez being signed was Colson Yankoff has been placed on IR.
That's
There you
actually
go.
going to hurt our special teams, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Wasn't he out last week? Wasn't he injured kind of anyway?
I mean, he practiced
Yeah,
Wednesday
yeah.
full and then was limited Thursday and then DNP'd yesterday. So
I think Rodriguez brings more to the table than Yankoff is even on special teams.
I don't know about that.
I do.
mean, you
I'll
know,
tell you
some-
what.
look,
Well,
some-
we'll get to it when we get to the Commanders game because we do have new information to discuss about that. I happen to like Rodriguez, but we'll talk about that shortly.
But
Go ahead, Max. Finish up.
I was just going to bring up some college football stuff as well, just because it's fun.
Oh, because it's happening.
So, well, with the 12-team playoff now. So, Scott, how much about college football do you actually know?
Zero, hardly any at
Zero.
all until it gets to draft season and I start researching who's who in the zoo.
So-
that's about it.
Scott's college football knowledge could fit in one of those helmets back there.
Correct.
So, Scott, when you think of college football, they have
Tiny.
what's called now the Power Four conferences. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So you've got the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the SEC.
Yeah, I know that. I do know
So-
that bit. Yeah.
Let's touch
used
Scott
to
right
be
now
a
real
Power
quick at the
5.
beginning of this. Where's Scott is on the give a fuck meter? Where are you?
Zero. Absolutely
you're still
zero.
at 0. All right.
Could not care less.
So
Yeah.
the conference champions for those will get the first round bye, and then so on and so forth. But there are a lot of interesting races happening now because of how much they've expanded these conferences. So, Scott, just to give you some background, the Atlantic Coast Conference, which is the East Coast of the United States, now has
Hey, wow,
Cal.
Scott.
Sorry,
Get
carry
the
on.
big embossed book out. Let's put it down in the geography book there that the Atlantic Coast.
But yeah, you know that Cal isn't on the East Coast.
Well, I do understand that Cal
What?
isn't on the East Coast, except for the one and only Cal who played for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, look, we're not going to do a college football 101 for Scott. If he didn't care less till now, he's not going to give a shit about this. So, what makes it interesting?
So,
I think
let's
what-
take the ACC, for example, because Miami just lost.
Right.
So as of right now, there's an undefeated team in SMU,
Yeah.
and there are 3 teams with 1 loss.
Okay.
And if I'm correct, they don't play each other. So
How many of them have a
theoretically-
chance against Georgia or Oregon?
I mean, I'm not
How
really
many?
talking about that because that.
I am.
and
Because that's what college football boils down to. Can you beat the guys at the top? Otherwise,
yeah, but recruiting now is going to be based off how far you can make it. You don't necessarily have to make it to the championship game.
it might also be based off how freaking much curating you can get for your NIL money, which puts Southern Cal right up at the top because they're in Hollywood. Anyway, go ahead.
It's just the tiebreakers haven't really been established, so you're going to have 4 teams vying for 2 spots in the conference championship games now. And frankly, because
that's where the rankings, polls, and all that shit comes into place.
that's for the playoff, but not for the conference championship. The conference championship is based off your conference standings.
Well, sure.
Because frankly, in the Big
Hang with it,
12,
Scott. Hang in there, Scott.
we're almost done. Don't worry, because this
Sorry,
is the
dude.
point. Colorado is tied for second in the Big 12.
Well,
Deion could make the
records
play-
aside, they'll have tiebreakers as far as win percentage and
Smart out, but
opponents and all that
620,
stuff, too.
John.
Scott,
620.
just to make up for it,
Point
you get an
scored.
extra 2 minutes to read off your numbers.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, love it. Love it.
All right, so with that said, okay, so to sum up,
College football is disastrous right now with their conference standings.
Okay.
That's the sum.
college football's been a disaster forever. That's why I said it all boils down to can you beat these top teams, and those top teams rarely change. Rarely change.
I watched the bowl games and I watched the SEC championship game on, you know what I mean, and the college football championship game. I do watch that just to see who's the best teams in the land, but that is it. I have no affiliation at all to anything.
will
So
say that-
what's the point?
December 19th and December 20th is the first round of the playoffs this year. And
Okay.
those are going to be on the campuses.
Those will be fun.
So you could have a game in Penn State in December where people are losing their minds with potential snow.
Right. And if we're playing Ohio State, we're not going to win.
No.
And that's the end
Penn
of that.
State's not going to win the first round of the playoff unless they get Boise State. And even then, Ashton Jonty might run across the country. But
He might. All right. So, okay. So the college
NFL.
football, the college football update has been finished.
Thank you.
And I have lost my fucking Monday Night Football music. God damn it. All right, Scott, let's hear about how we have done, because this is an NFL pick show where we make
is.
picks of NFL football games and piss poor wagers in a lot of cases.
Indeed.
Welcome, everybody.
So last week, week 9, looking at week 9, we go back. Jesse, you got 9 out of 14. John, you got 12 out of 14.
Dang right, boy. Hey, hey, hey!
Max, you got 9 out of 14. And I got 13 out of 14.
You got 13?
The only one I got wrong was New Orleans, who got beat by the Carolina Panthers.
It's for you, Scott.
Jim's
So
on.
overall on the season, Jesse has 2 wins on the picks. John has 3 wins on the picks. Max, you don't have any, and Scott, me, I have 2, which is I'm clawing it back. I'm clawing it back, John. You have a commanding lead at the moment on that.
My
On to the
claws
bets.
are sharp.
On the bets, then, a poor week, I'll be honest, for absolutely everybody, because we went a bit crazy on parlays. But
All right,
we'll go
dramatic
through it. We'll go
pause.
through it anyway. Da-da-dum.
There you
we
go.
go. So, Jesse, your bets that you got in, 50 on the over through Las Vegas versus Cincinnati at 45.5 points. That gave you 97.62. The Lions, $200 minus 2.5, gave you 378. Your bets down were $1,070. Your returns were 475.62, giving you a loss of 594.38. John.
Fantastic.
Yours were 50 on the over in Denver versus Baltimore of 46.5. That gave you 95.45. 50 laying the points minus 7.5 Las Vegas versus Cincinnati. That gave you 97.62. 50 on the over in the Bills versus Miami game at 49.5. That gave you 95.45. 100 on Atlanta laying the points -3. That gave you 184.75. A Saquon Barkley plus 15 yards passing. He came out with 20.
An easy one. Thanks, Max.
He came out with 20. That was -115. That gave you 93.48. $50 for on Los Angeles Rams -1.5 gave you 95.45. 50 on Minnesota minus the 5.5 points. That gave you 95.45. 50 Tampa Bay to cover -9.5. That gave you 95.45. 50 over 44.5 Washington versus New York Giants. That gave you 93.48. Your bets down this week were $1,500 exactly. Your returns were $1,042.03, giving me a loss of $457.97. Max, your bets were
awful.
Max, your bets were $750 and your return was 0.
Yep, I didn't hit one.
None, unfortunately. But you went all out on a lot of them, and there was some of them that were good. John, I got to give it to you. Yours was the bet of the day. Unfortunately, it just didn't come off. You went for a Barkley, Devontae Smith, and a Hurts touchdown, but you also laid the points, and that was where you ballsed up. I think it was 5.5. What? No, I'm lying. It was 7.5, and it was 5. Was obviously the points differential there.
That sentence you just said.
I ballsed
up.
What does that
it means you. It's like you effed up.
You cocked it up
in British terms. You cocked it up exactly.
So
Then for myself, I had plus 126. I took the alternative line on Atlanta -6. That hit. It was 2. It gave me 252 plus my stake, which was 452. My total bets down last week were 500. My returns were 452, giving me a loss of 48. That was it. So this week we all had a loss. But in the bets overall, it's Jesse with 4, John with 2, Max with 1, and now me with 2. Because I got the least loss. So not a great week for everybody. Unfortunately, we all had a loss on the docket. Which is
for everybody that's out there listening,
man. It's time for you to turn it around and win.
I'm trying, Jesse.
Just for anybody that's thinking about taking my advice.
There was quite a few that were close for Max. You know, like I was looking at some mad ones, and I was like, all you needed there was a Kelsey touchdown. Didn't come off. And I'm like,
that's the
on,
thing.
Man.
When it comes to betting, parlays are your enemy.
Yeah.
They are your enemy. And that's where Vegas makes their money. That's where the bookmakers makes their money. Of course it is for idiots betting.
I got a big giant freaking idiot parlay today, boy. I'll tell you what. And I'll tell you, for anybody that doubts me, as to whether or not I'm
when you hit one,
this,
oh my god, it's like yes.
In real life, yeah, especially when it's in the fourth quarter in garbage time and you get a touchdown. It's like yes.
Last week I hit one for $100 where Cedric Tillman scored that touchdown with 21 seconds left, and I was running.
To tell you
how much did you actually put on that in real life? Genuinely,
$5. I put $5 for $100 because that was leg 3 of 4. But when Devontae, because the fourth leg of that was the Jalen Hurts over the passing yards, and he got it on the Devontae Smith touchdown, which was great anyway. So it was great.
That sounds good. For anybody expecting to take my advice, look, I just told you that this game was practically over when Georgia intercepted that ball in the first, and now Ole Miss is ahead and smacking Georgia in the face.
And their quarterback is back.
Right. So, take it for what it's worth. You're here for entertainment, right? Because what else are you doing? Oh, speaking of entertainment, the Germans are going to get theirs. What do you got there, Max?
Real quick, I'm sorry. One more college thing, but college basketball. The Auburn plane had to get emergency landed on their flight to Houston because players got into a fight to the point where one of them had ripped clothes and they were bloodied faces on the plane, on the team plane.
Wow.
The Auburn basketball team. Yeah, I think there's audio somewhere of the pilot having to call back and saying, there's a fight going on here.
We have to emergency landing.
There you go.
That's the one.
All right, first up, game of the week.
How unfortunate for the Bavarian fans is this?
I mean, got the flag colors right and everything.
You expect us to come out and sing John Denver for this?
You did get the colors right, John.
You can tell he had a good day today. He had the colors right. And got the flag in the middle. Look at that.
I had the flag in the middle of the English games too. They will watch football.
They're very good.
The New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers are traveling to Germany to take on each other. The Giants are a 6.5 point favorite. That's a little much.
Daniel Johnson, Scheiße.
Over under is 40.5. The Panthers are home teams. Yeah, the Panthers are the home team, I think, in this game.
Yes, they are.
Not that it matters. But two bad teams going against each other. The Panthers had a good week last week. Bryce Young played well.
They won.
And they won. So I think this line's a little bit too much. I will pick the Giants to win it. I'm not comfortable, and I'm definitely not putting no money on it. What is the over on Tyrone Tracy's rushing yards, though, is what I want to know. Go ahead. Whoever's next, I'm going to start looking in.
Jesse, it's 73.5.
John, it's you.
73.5.
All right, well, listen, Scott. I got a big-time six-way parlay I'm going to build on 6 games. Not in this game, on the whole freaking card. All right, I got 6 games that I like. This is one of those weeks where Vegas has lines that are too good to be true, but I'm sucking in for them, man. I'm biting like a fucking hungry bass. So what I will do is as we go down, I'll tell you I want this one on the parlay. This one I do not want on the parlay, but I will take the Panthers and those 6.5 points for $50. Fuck it, man. Daniel Johnson, Scheiße. That dude can't fucking play. That's going to be the phrase that they're going to be saying walking out of the stadium, shaking their head, going, Daniel Jones. But, so yeah, I think that the Panthers are on a little bit of a high, and I want to take $50, put it on the Panthers plus 6.5, and I want to put another $50 on an anytime touchdown for Chuba Hubbard and Tyrone Tracy Jr. Both of them are going to score.
Max?
So, Scott, I'm going to build a little 3-leg real quick while you have that.
Yeah, I've got that, yeah.
So, give me the Panthers plus 6.5, as well as Malik Neighbors. Give me an over at 6.5 catches and an over of 73.5 yards. And I'm going to put $100 on that.
So I've got 6.5 catches for Neighbours, and what was his yardage there?
73.5.
And that was 100.
Give me a moment. Max. I can give you the number for that.
Thank you very much.
That's a plus 257, Scott.
Plus 257. Okay. I have that down. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So for me, who are you picking in this game then, John? Are you picking the Panthers for the win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'll tell you what. I'm going to take the Giants to win, but the Panthers are going to cover.
Okay. Max?
The Panthers are going to win.
Oh, okay. Carolina for the win. Okay. I've got the New York Giants for the win. As you said, John. Daniel Jones, ich bin Pimmelschlecker. You are a Pimmelschlecker. All those German listeners, you'll understand exactly what that means. That is that for that game. Unfortunate for the Bavarian fans watching this game. It's good for me because it means I can watch football in the afternoon, which I'm quite looking forward to.
All right, I got a parlay, so you're going to bear with me.
Okay.
All right, I got
build it up.
The Chuba Hubbard over 65.5 rushing yards.
Hubbard over 65.5. Yep.
I got Daniel Jones over 25.5 rushing yards.
That's it?
That's it.
25.5 rush. Yeah.
I got Malik Neighbors over 73.5.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I got Tyrone Tracy and a Chuba Hubbard anytime touchdown scores.
Nice little excuse me juke there. Max, can you see the television?
For 1876.
Yes, it's right there.
Tracy and Hubbard anytime TD, and that is plus 1876.
Yep.
And how much are you putting on that, Jesse?
I'm going to put 25 on it.
$25.
Now with me $469.
Nice.
$469. Okay. I'm not putting anything on this game. Don't fancy it in any way, shape, or form. This really could go to either terrible team.
All right. We have the Patriots traveling to the Windy City to take on the Chicago Bears. This is another line that I just don't understand. The Bears look broken. They look bad, but they're 6.5-point favorites. The over-under is 38.5. I got the Patriots covering this game, and I'm almost half tempted to have them win this game, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say the Bears, but I would not be shocked whatsoever if the Patriots pull this game out. John, what says you?
I says this is the first game on my 6-way parlay. I'm taking the Patriots, and I'm taking that 6.5 points because the Bears are broken. All right. Did you guys see Dan Orlovsky this week breaking down the Bears offense and their pass concepts that made no sense whatsoever? And then you see DJ Moore just walking off the field while a play is still going on. This team is done. This is the game that gets Matt Eberflus fired. That's all there is to it. He's done.
So, Pats
What's that?
plus the points is leg 1, yeah?
Right. That's the first part. Pats
Got
plus
you.
6.5.
Yep, got you.
This is the game that Eberflus gets fired.
Are you actually taking the New England Patriots for the win on the picks?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Patriots for the win. This is the game that gets Eberflus fired. Eberflus, by the way, is Dutch for anal string.
Okay.
Max, what
Max?
you got?
I'm going to take the Bears. The Bears are going to cover. I'm not going to put any money on that, though. I am going to put $25 on the under of 38.5. This game very well could be 10-7.
Yeah.
Drake May's better than that.
Drake
Yeah,
May's
but
been
we
playing well.
And we saw the Bears' defense.
And the Bears run well.
And Caleb Williams has been awful for the last 2 games.
Yeah,
let's
and
be
you
honest. He's been terrible.
To be quite honest,
he was awful last week.
he was terrible. But like I said, when you look at that Orlovsky piece, when these idiots are telling us that he's processing things at a level you can't understand, he doesn't understand it. There's nothing going on for him to understand. He's in a bad situation, man. He really
had
has
4
no
receivers
chance.
in a 6x6 square.
I know. And there was like 5 defensive backs there. It's like, what the fuck is he supposed to do?
He's also overthrown receivers by 10 yards every play, which is just wild.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at him thinking, he was in red. I watched it. He was in red zone last week, and he had 3 opportunities to punch it in, and it got to 3rd down, and he absolutely threw the ball away because he just could not find anybody open. And I thought, what is going on here? It's a terribly coached team as well.
Adam Rank, you fucking penis head dickhead. Look, welcome to the circle. This is the game that gets Eberflus fired, and Caleb Williams is going to go on the coaching and coordinator carousel, which doesn't end and ruins quarterbacks.
Yeah. And that's sad for Caleb Williams because I really do like the kid. He has
I do too.
all the talent in the world.
Why not?
And he's being ruined by coaching. Now, we've seen it time and time again here. Up close and personal, and I'm afraid that's going to go down that road unless they can get somebody in next year to fix it before it gets too far ahead. I feel bad for Caleb Williams.
Right. And I'll
Scott,
tell you
what you
what,
got?
I don't mean to pat myself on the back too much, but I did say during the offseason, why in the hell are they letting Eberflus make this pick? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Go ahead, Scott.
I got Chicago for the win. That's it. Again, don't want anything to do with this win.
I did
this,
too.
This,
I
this
just
game.
I don't feel comfortable.
New England could win it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. I think
right,
Drake
let's
May,
see.
he shows up every once in a while. And I think that the vibe is good for Caleb Williams to get beat by both the number 2 and 3 quarterbacks.
Would you say that Drake May is a guy and he's there?
No.
No. I'd say he's a guy,
next.
but that's only because they checked it at the combine.
Would you say that he's actually like on the field though, like he is there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's on the field, but no, he's not there. He's playing well, but he makes rookie mistakes. I think he's playing a hell of a lot better than Caleb Williams.
All right, the Buffalo Bills traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts, the Joe Flacco-led Colts, we should say. Over-under is 46.5. The Bills are only favored by 3.5. This is one of those lines you look at Vegas, it's like, is that a little bit too much? But do they know something that we don't? That's why I would definitely stay away from this line, but I'm definitely taking my Bills to win this game. I'm probably gonna get a parlay. I just don't know what I want to do yet. But
Okay.
the interesting
Josh
thing
Allen
about this game is the
touchdown.
of course. But the interesting thing about this game is the Joe Flacco.
Which Joe Flacco are you going to get? Because are you going to get the Joe Flacco that throws 3 interceptions, or are you going to get the Joe Flacco that does 3 touchdowns? That's the difference, isn't it?
Very important right there, Scott. And this game I have a feeling this is going to go over, to be honest.
I do too. Yeah.
And I would definitely, if you want to put some money down on it, I would do that. But I don't like this line, and Colts have some talent, but I think the Bills are just going to be too much for them.
Agreed, John.
All right, this is leg number 2 on the parlay. I am taking the Bills all day long on this. I am biting like a hungry fish, man. They're hanging this bait out there, and
Is it Bills laying the points? Yeah?
Bills minus 3.5, and look, I just don't buy it with the Colts. They've got a running back, but he hasn't been the same so far this year. He hasn't been a difference maker like he had been in the past. He's been nursing some injuries. And they just don't have enough outside talent, I think, for Flacco to be able to overcome the Bills by more than a touch or 4 points, really, is all we're talking about. I think the Bills are going to win. They're going to cover. I'm going to also put down an anytime touchdown on Josh Downs, one thing the Colts will get, and Khalil Shakir is going to score. $50 on that for those 2.
Yeah, Keon Coleman is out for this game.
He's
I think
out.
I saw.
Yeah, he is out.
I'm pretty sure he's out.
He is.
Josh Downs, you backed him last week, and he didn't even get on the stat sheet.
Well,
I don't know if he was inactive or what. It was. I'm not sure.
That's why it's called gambling, Scott.
We avoid it for you.
You should have avoided it, really, on that one. Max, what do you think of this game?
Because of this line, I don't trust it. I think the Bills are the better team, and I'm going to say the Bills are going to win the game by 3.5. But I don't have any faith in terms of anything regarding it. I don't want to touch it. I want to watch it and see if it's a good game.
Okay, I've got the Bills here, and I've got a couple of bets on this. I'm going to lay them 3.5 points. I'm putting $100 on that. The Bills are going to smoke the Colts. This is an easy win for the Bills, in my opinion. I'm also taking the over on this. This has got 30-17 written all over it. It's definitely going over 46.5 for me. The Bills could score. The Bills could score 40 on their own. And then all you need is a couple of field goals. Well, no, you need a touchdown from the Colts. But I think Jonathan Taylor could score. They've got a very good running back there. I'm not sure on their wide receivers. And as you said, Jesse, it all depends which Joe Flacco turns up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come with me on the Josh Downs bandwagon, Scotty.
Nah, man, I'm not that keen on it.
We're going to talk it into happening.
Scott, I'm going to do the Josh Allen over 232.5 passing yards, and I'm going to do the James Cook, Jonathan Taylor under 80.5 rushing yards and over James Cook 64.5 rushing yards.
So, sorry, just before that, could you go back to what Jonathan Taylor's yardage was there?
80.5.
80.5, and that was under. And what was the other part of that parlay?
James Cook under 64.5.
Under 64.5. And what do you know what that's worth? Plus.
Yeah, that's plus 591.
591. And what do you want on that, Jesse?
50.
And that would give you 295 295 plus stake. Okay, I have that down. Thank you very much. Cool.
All right.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Karen, if you're watching, come on in quick.
All right, we have the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags at home.
Vikings are favored by 6.5. Over under is 43.5. And this line seems right. I'm taking the Vikings in this game. I'm going to lay those points. I'm going to put 100 down on that. And the Jags are shit. Next.
The Jags are shit.
So Minnesota minus 6.5 for Jesse. That was $100. I've got that down.
All right, this is not part of the parlay, but I am going to take the Vikings minus 6.5, and I'm going to put 50 on that just on its own. just on its own. That's all.
I have that, Max.
Minnesota's going to win this game by 6.5. I'm going to put 50 on that.
Minnesota minus 6.5 and 50. I'm going to lone wolf it. I think that this is. I think I think the Jags will cover.
Oh, okay.
I think
you know that the Breck girl might not play, right?
No, he's going to be all right. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Yeah, exactly right. No, I think that they were close against the Eagles. They should have beat the Eagles. For sure, they should have beat the Eagles.
I think that's what Scotty's ancestors said. Oh, let's go over there. Fuck the Vikings. Look at them coming ashore.
Right behind the camera on Scotty's scene is Karen sitting there with a pistol just pointing right at your head.
Yeah, you know it. So I'm gonna put 50 on Jags plus the points.
Look at Thor Svensson over there.
I think they'll lose. I think Minnesota will win the game. In the book, it's Minnesota win. I think they lose by 4. The Jags, maybe 5, something like that.
Scott, big ball. What's your score prediction
on this game? I'm going to go Minnesota 30, Jags 26.
Have the Jags scored 26 points in a game?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they scored to win the other day or last week?
No, apparently, apparently this is now the thing. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Fucking get that shit out of the way.
2024, the year to forget.
No, that was shout out to Chile as well. So Peter Chilton, who is one of our UK Commanders fans, he went to the game and he said to me they had the free flags they were giving out on as Jags were the home game at Wembley. So he said, "I'll pick one up for your wife and send it to you." And fair play to him, he did. So thank you very much.
So that's a 100% Jag flag.
It is,
right.
Indeed.
That means something else in England, doesn't it?
Does it? I don't know. No, it doesn't. I don't think.
Depends on which pocket you hang it out of.
Oh, okay, you've lost me now.
Anybody else want to do anything with this
We've
game?
lost him, he says. All right, no, I'm done with this game. I've been done with it.
Same.
All right,
The fucking Chiefs, man. Can they not just lose? Get it over with and lose. My God, they're so annoying. I mean, they're not at the annoying level of the Patriots yet, but they're pissing me off. I mean, they've been in games where they've been so close, and it's just like, what is going on?
The field. There's a fucking squirrel on the field in the Georgia game, and it's running through both of the huddles. It's running all up. Now it's on the sidelines. It was running through the through the huddles. It got out in the middle of the field.
The football players are running away from it on the sideline.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes again.
All right, the Denver Broncos going to Arrowhead to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 7.5. Over under is 41.5. The Chiefs are playing close games. I'm going to stay away from the line. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to win this game. The Broncos got pummeled last week. Who did they get pummeled by?
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah,
Bo Nix caught a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah. Fan-fucking-tastic. Bo fucking Nix.
He did not win Pepsi Rookie of the Week.
He did not. That's true. Fucking Bo Nix. I mean, he's not playing bad, right? I mean,
Bo Nix?
He's not playing bad.
Who would win out of the quarterbacks between Bo Nix and Caleb Williams at the minute?
Right now, it shows you the value of coaching. He's got a good coach in Denver. All right, he's got a guy that will work with him.
Sean Payton's a dick, but
he's a dick, but they get along. They make it work, and he's getting better.
But I don't think this game's going to be is close. I still, just because the Chiefs, I don't know, they're. I think they're a fake undefeated team.
So do I.
I don't.
I think they're a fake undefeated team.
I don't. This is leg 3 of the parlay for me.
Okay.
But go ahead, Jesse. I didn't mean.
But the Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to stay away from betting on the points. But
are you laying the points on this one too, John?
Yes. The Chiefs minus 7.5 is leg 3 of my big 6-way parlay today. Look, Denver got shellacked last week. And even though they are pretty good, I think that the Chiefs are not false, all right? They're not. Their defense is what's doing it for them. And now you see that Patrick Mahomes is starting to get a really nice development with OBJ going on. And I think that's what?
No,
Hopkins.
Try again.
Oh, Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins. So sorry. DeAndre Hopkins. they're really starting to get a good connection, even if the synopsis don't quite connect in my mind when it comes to names. And I think that's going to continue to happen. They keep feeding the fuck out of what's the running back? Now you got me all fucked up with names.
Hunt.
What do you mean
Yes,
I do?
yes, Kareem Hunt. They're feeding the shit out of him, and I think that they're going to rumble over the goddamn Broncos. So yeah, there you go, leg 3 right there. And I'm also,
Max?
excuse me, I'm not finished.
Go on. Sorry, John. My
That's
apologies.
quite all right. I'm putting 100 on the over on this. This game could be something like 38-24, I think.
Okay, Max.
I'm gonna make this real basic. I'm gonna put $50 on Denver plus 7.5. But for the book, I think Kansas City will win. I think it's going to be a very close game. Kansas City has not had a game underneath like one possession all season.
Apart from, well, I'm going to go with KC for the win. They will beat the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos were terrible last week, so I'm taking that into account. You're as good as your last win or last loss. Put that in the big book of football knowledge.
Well, I guess if we have a cliches appendix.
Let's go next. Next.
Atlanta
Good
and
game.
the Saints. Saints are home. Falcons are favored by 3.5. Over under is 46.5. And I am going to smash this 3.5 and put 200 on the Falcons.
Wow. Minus 3.5. And that's Jesse. And obviously for the book, it is an Atlanta win, I am assuming, if you're betting that heavily on them. John, is this leg 4?
This is leg 4. Falcons minus 3.5. This is leg 4. All right, and I want $50 on an anytime touchdown for Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts.
Ooh.
Mooney and Pitts. Let's see.
Mooney and
said
Pitts.
50?
Do we have an injury update on Drake London by the by?
Well,
He
they got
he
him
hurt
in here.
himself. He hurt himself. He scored last week. Did you guys see the celebrations that were going on last week that were based on that?
Yes,
I
that
don't
college
remember.
one.
The real small college that kid stood on his head.
Incarnate Wood, a
Yeah,
kid did
yeah.
a headstand.
It was
and
great. It was great. And a couple of guys did it last
Did
week.
Drake London hurt his neck or something?
No, but he
No,
hurt his hip. When he
He's got a
came
hip
down,
pointer.
he fucking hurt his hip. Yeah, he did it.
No,
and then
he
never
did-
came.
No, he hurt his hip on the catch because
Right.
he landed directly on the hip, and then
Right.
he got up and did the celebration, and said, "Ow!"
Then he went got.
he is-
Okay, that's
He
it.
is questionable.
All right.
So Mooney and Pitts would be plus 891.
Okay. You know, I almost felt like I should toss Ray McLeod on there and really boost it up. But it's hard to tell because Kirk spreads it around so much, and that's why Ray McLeod becomes a viable option when you're thinking about these things.
That would bring it up to plus 6606.
Fuck it. You know what? Let's go for broke. Put Ray McLeod on there. Kyle
Went
Pitts,
50
Darnell Mooney.
$50 on that?
No,
Plus
forget
6,
it.
what?
All right, never mind. Stop it. I don't want to get too stupid. I'm sticking with what I originally had. Pitts.
8.9 plus 891.
Right.
Got it.
Thank you. There you go.
For $50.
Pitts and
Max,
Mooney.
I'm going to lay Atlanta with the points, and I'm going to parlay that with a Bijan anytime touchdown. Kirk is going to be over 240.5 yards and 1.5 touchdowns. That
Kirk
four-leg,
Cousins over, what was it, sorry?
240.5.
Yeah.
And, that's not the right person. I'm sorry. Give me a second. I want that one. That is a plus 567 with Kirk over at 1.5 touchdowns. And I'm going to put $100 on that.
So I'll give you 671 in total back. So Atlanta laying the points. Kirk Cousins over 240.5 and 1.5 TDs.
And Bijan is an anytime.
That's included in it as well, yeah?
Yes.
Tell you what, if I could, Scott, I'd like to add that Kirk to my anytime touchdowns. Pile that whole thing down.
Okay, we'll
All right,
find out
so
what
Kirk
that is.
Cousin,
Darnell Mooney.
anytime touchdown?
No. I want the Darnell Mooney. I want that same Kirk Cousins thing for
Yards and
oh,
touchdowns or just
No,
touchdowns?
just the touchdowns.
Okay.
Over 1.5.
I mean, it makes sense if you're going to bet
right,
on
if I'm
one.
picking both two for touchdowns, right?
Bijan And okay, you said Pitts and Mooney.
Right,
Pitts
that's
and
my
Mooney,
two.
and
Kirk over 1.5.
1.5.
Right, and I'll put 100 on that if I can't tie them all together.
All right,
But
let's see. And then you want passing props. Passing TDs over 1.5. You said.
Yes,
That'll just get you up to plus 960.
that's not much of
Plus
a,
960.
but still, like Max said, if I'm going to pick both of those guys to get a touchdown and the over/under for him is 1.5, it's kind of stupid of me to not.
That is true.
1,060 for $100 ain't too bad though, John. Let's be honest.
Let's hope I get it because I have been on a losing streak the last 2 weeks.
Max, you took Atlanta, didn't you, for the book? Obviously,
Yes.
I've also got Atlanta for this, and I'm going to lay the points on this one. So Scott, Atlanta, lay. It's -3.5. I'm going to put 200 on this. They're going to absolutely smoke the New Orleans
Scotty's going
Saints.
to big butts.
I don't get this line. I
It's
don't
crazy. It's not when they've got no head coach. They're in disarray. They were sellers at the deadline. It's just like
It's chum
What
in the
you
water,
doing?
isn't it?
But you know this. Sometimes, this happens quite often.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Sometimes
If
a
you
head
say the
coach-
cliche,
it
Here it
happens.
comes.
It
It
fucking
does.
happened. It happened earlier this year with Carolina, did not?
Well, when they made the change to quarterback, but when you sometimes make a coaching
yeah,
change,
when you-
sometimes they do step up and play a game. I
I'm
remember
sorry,
when they
it happened
fired
twice
Norvin.
last year
Raiders.
Well,
it happened with.
with the Raiders and
Right,
whatever
they
coach
won
got
right
fired
away.
mid-season.
Sometimes
it
they
happens.
do.
It happens more often than not. But I
Well,
think the Falcons'
yeah.
offense is too good. It's just their
yeah.
defense that I worry about. The Falcons' defense I worry about.
The Saints just don't give me anything at all.
Big game. This.
Yeah, this is a big game. Christian McCaffrey is back with the 49ers. His first
What
game
about-
back all season.
What about Evans?
And
No.
the Bucks are hosting the 49ers. The 49ers are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under is 50. The biggest over-under of the week, or 50.5. You got to go with the 49ers here, I guess. I think the Buccaneers are still a little bit too banged up.
Yeah.
And hell, yeah, I'm going to go 49ers. I'm going to just the money line. I think that I'm not going to do the points, but I'm going to put 200 on that. And I'm also going to do pair that with a Christian McCaffrey anytime TD.
Max, look up what is the over/under on McCaffrey rushing yards?
McCaffrey rushing.
Yes. Well, what else is he
What,
going to do?
what,
Punt?
what would that what would that give you, mate?
That's
62.
minus 133. So if I put 100 down, it's only going to win me $75.
Oh, okay.
So you know what? I'm going to add to that. Really, actually, I'm going to get that into
Okay.
the plus money category and do a
I'll be
Cade
right back.
Otton touchdown. And I'll get it to 385.
Plus 385.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's 200 on that. So what would that give you back?
Yeah, I'm not putting 200 on that actually.
Okay.
I'm only going to put 50 on that. I'm putting 200 on just the win. That's going to
Okay,
be
and 200 on the money line.
so 50 will give me 192.
So let me just get this straight, just for the book. So I've got San Francisco money line plus McCaffrey anytime TD and an Otton anytime TD,
There you go.
and that will give you 385 for $50, and then you've got a separate bet of 200 on the San Francisco money line. No.
No, it's all going to be one, and fuck it, put 200 on it. 770. I'm going all in.
All in.
770. Okay, 200. Jesus. Right, I've got it. I think.
All right.
We'll watch it back if it's wrong. Just tell me.
That's a good thing.
Well, we got it right.
All right, I'm not picking the game except to just put it in the book and say the 49ers are going to win, but I am taking that exact same anytime TD combo there of Christian McCaffrey and Kate Otten. And I also want to put that together with Christian McCaffrey over 62 yards, $100 on that bet. Over 62. Boy, I tell you what, they are just laying out big, fat fucking worms. They're just throwing chub in the water.
That's plus 105. What are you putting on that?
$100.
Oh, it'll win you $500.
205.
$205 for that, all three of those?
No, it'll be $500.
Oh, all right. I was going to say, if I win $105 and all three of those things hit, that's kind of cheesy. Maybe I was biting at the wrong bait.
Okay, Max.
I'm not going to put any money on this just for the Bucs. San Francisco's going to win.
Got you. I'm not putting any money on this either. That's quite a high line. Baker Mayfield can run this close, but they are banged up, the Buccaneers. So
Yeah.
I'm taking San Francisco for the win.
Yeah. Otten is their only receiver.
Yeah.
McMillan, too. But anyways, Texans, not the Texans, the Titans and the Chargers. Chargers are at home, 7.5-point favorite.
That's a massive line.
It is.
Over under is 38.5. It is.
See, how can you have that? A 38.5 line, yet the Chargers are 7.5-point favorites? Are you telling me that Tennessee are just not going to score at all?
Will
basically
Levis
what
is
they're saying?
starting.
Will Levis is starting? Okay, that's how. But you're right, Scott. I thought about it the same exact way. You can just put me right down for a Charger win and nothing else.
That's me too. But yeah, anyway, sorry, Jesse.
Save you some time.
That's
Go
pretty
ahead.
much me, too. Although the Chargers defense is decent, and Will Levis is starting.
That's why I think that the over-under is so low. Both of these defenses are really good. But, yeah, I mean, they are. Both of them are really good. But 7.5, that's like saying that, you know, the Titans' offense is just terrible. And, I mean, they are, but not that bad.
Pops, did you see that punt?
Yes, see how it stopped?
Max,
So-
are you going for the Chargers for a win?
I'm going to put the Chargers with the points, and I'm going to parlay that. Just one thing. Give me J.K. Dobbins under 61.5 yards rushing.
That's a good call.
Dobbins under 61.5.
That's a good call. Suddenly this week you're making
How much is
sense
that,
on these
Max?
things, Max. You must have had a nap.
For that, I'm putting $50.
And what would that
Plus
give you?
289.
No,
Win
what it
him
is I'm actually
144.
I did a little bit of prep.
Oh,
Nice.
just yap.
So that would be 289 to give him what? Sorry, Jesse?
144.
144 plus 50 stake. Okay. Got that down. Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Thank
moving
you.
right along here. We have the New York Jets traveling cross country to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The Jets are favored by 1.5. The over/under is 46.5. And I got to tell you, boys, I like the way Arizona has been playing lately.
Me too.
And we don't like the way the Jets have been playing lately. So,
Correct.
did you
They
hear
did.
the story about Mike Williams, about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, didn't like him and traded him.
Well,
Said get him traded.
well, no, that's not the whole thing. Is
Okay.
apparently we all saw Aaron Rodgers throw his receiver under the bus.
Yes.
When supposedly he ran a wrong route. Well, he was so mad that he made the coaching staff tell Mike Williams the next day that he could not practice with the team and made him go over and play on the sideline.
My
That
God.
is some fucking horse
petty-ish.
shit.
He is just
Yeah.
a petty little dipshit.
So I am not going to pick the Jets to win any more games this season. I'm
Fuck it,
going
that's
with
right.
the Cardinals, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to put 100 on the Cardinals upset.
Hell yeah. Betting for spite. So this is something the Bleeding Burgundy podcast does not condone. For whatever reason. Look, I don't like the Jets either, but, you know, they did win last week. And, the other thing about Aaron Rodgers is he kind of was basically telling everybody in the media at one of his press conferences there after he said some of his stupid freaking metaphysical, we have to embrace the fucking dark, or stupid bullshit like that, was that their schedule was very easy on this way out and that they could very well run the table and go to the playoffs. Basically, he said that that's what they were going to do. And I do like the way the Cardinals are playing. They are at home. I'm going to take the Cardinals and the 1.5 points. And I'm going to go ahead and put down $50 on that because fuck Aaron Rodgers. I do think it's going to start to cook with him and Devontae Adams, but he's like the cuckoo, right? He's like the cuckoo. He flies his fucking ass into somebody else's nest, and before long, all of their receivers are kicked out, and he's brought in all of his guys. He's got Devontae Adams now. Alan Lazard is hurt, but who else is he going to bring over there, right? What other fucking Packers receivers is he going to bring over there?
There's already one there, isn't there? I can't remember.
Well, yeah, there's Alan Lazard.
Old boy.
And Devontae.
No, the other one.
And
Did the other guy retire from last
Cobb?
year? Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
Cobb, Randall Cobb. Oh yeah, Cobb.
See, that's the thing.
He's
John,
like a cuckoo
is
bird.
I don't think they're going to get this thing cooking. I think it's already cooked. It's already done.
I agree. That's why I'm picking the Cardinals. I think that they are. When you look at the guys like the Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and these guys on the defense, they're looking at him going, "What the fuck are you doing to us? You were supposed to be the guy that was bringing us along and going to take us places, man. And here we are fighting for our very fucking lives, and now we got to run the table to get there." Yeah, fuck him and his embrace the darkness. He's going to embrace. What's their record right now?
Bad.
Shit and shit.
Let me see here.
They
It's like,
are
isn't it
3
like
and
3
6.
and
They're going to
6?
embrace 3 and 7. That's what they're going to embrace.
Max, what do you think of this game?
I'm going to put another 3-legger together, Scott.
Yeah.
I've got $100 on Arizona plus 1.5. But I'm going to say give me a Marvin Harrison Jr. and a Garrett Wilson anytime touchdown.
Kind of chance for a 99-yard touchdown pass here in this game.
And I'm going to put $100 on that, which is a plus 1036.
Came up just short. Like by 81 yards.
Plus 1036. Got you.
Because I don't see how they can hold out Garrett Wilson, and I don't see how the Jets are going to stop Marvin Harrison.
Are you taking Arizona for the win?
Himself.
Arizona's going to win.
Harrison's been just a...
Do you know what? I thought I'd be the lone dog here and taking Arizona. I already wrote it down. And yeah, Arizona's going to win this football match. It's as simple as that. I'm
Who the hell says a football match? What the?
English
what?
guys.
God.
English guys. Pay attention, dude. English people are a big part of your audience.
I'm going to put 100 on that Arizona plus the 1.5.
Yeah.
Same as Jessy. Oh,
The funny thing is that on some of these English television shows that I've watched, Jesse has been used as a derogatory term. You're such a Jesse.
true.
What should be a game of the week has
Turned into a stinker, and it's
Turned
also
into a
just
stinker,
it's a 7.5 now.
It was a stinker before Dak's hamstring. All right.
So we have I'm talking about like beginning of the season.
Yeah, I know. That's what you thought.
Can we just go?
Eagles,
It's Philadelphia. We're all always saying Philly for the win.
Well, yeah, we're all going to pick Philly for the win.
Philly are 7.5 point favorites.
No,
Okay.
No. Brother.
We'll
All
come
right,
back
you
to
wait
that
your
then.
turn. Go ahead, Jesse. Finish it up.
Against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, we all know, are without Dak Prescott for the rest of the season as he goes under the scope with surgery on his hammy. Over under is 43.5. The Eagles are going to go into Dallas and absolutely demolish the Cowboys. Give me the Eagles. I'm going to lay the points. I'm going to put 50 on that.
All right. This is leg 5 of my big 6-way parlay. The Eagles -7. Definitely for sure.
7.5.
It's 7.5 now.
Oh, okay, I made that this morning. It was still 7. All right, so 7.5. I don't care. I'm still taking it. That's leg 5 of my parlay. I'm also going to put 50 on the over.
You think the Eagles are going to score 44 points?
No, I think this game could easily be something like 27-14,
Rush.
27-17. I mean, 27-14, that's a loser for me on this, but 27-17, I could see that pretty easily. I could see the Eagles scoring 30, giving up 14 or 17. Yeah, Cooper Rush, he's not terrible. He's not.
He's
had a
5
couple
and 1
good games against us.
He's
and
5
nobody
and 1 in his
else.
career. Jesse, he's 5 and 1 as a starter.
Right, but he just doesn't have any help right now. I mean, he's got CeeDee Lamb, and he'll probably get a connection with CeeDee Lamb right off the bat. And he'll probably get a connection with maybe one of these other guys, too. But they don't have enough of a running game. I don't believe Rico Dowdle is anything. All right, I just don't. He might make a play here and there. I just don't think he's enough to be able to carry you and get you where you need to be because you're all in, goddammit. We're all in on Rico Dowdle. I'll tell you something right there.
Mingo for a 4th rounder.
That's right. I'll tell you something. You know what happened there? It's these goddamn telephones with their little buttons. I thought I was getting Mongo. I said, dang it, get me Mongo over here. And nope, they show up with this bingo fella. I don't even know who he is. All right. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing with that.
Max,
50 on the
shock
over,
world.
43
50 on
and a
the
half.
over.
Go on, Max.
So I'm going to put Dallas plus 7 for a win. I don't think Philly has really been that definitively better of a team. And
Are you putting anything on this?
I'm going to put a little parlay of that and Cooper Rush over 213 and a half.
They're running
Because-
back.
You're right. They're running back. But
Saquon Barkley's better than their whole team.
you're right.
Better
Cooper
than
Rush,
all the Cowboys.
Cooper Rush is 5 and 1 as a starter. And the
Cooper
backup,
Rush, how many yards was it? 200 and
213 and a half.
Yeah, but he's 5-1 as a starter when he had a team around him and probably playing bad teams.
Yeah, but
as
frankly,
well, too.
I'm not really convinced that their play calling is the issue with Dallas. I think it is Dak. I think Dallas might be better with Cooper Rush.
All right. Well,
Oh my God! I mean, wow! I mean that when you look at the difference here, Jaden Daniels.
blown
got-
Scott's mind. what? My Jesus! My God!
You see his fucking head get red and it started.
He had to rub his hair.
the vein in the side of my neck is going crazy at the minute. I mean, I'm like, what are you talking about? Especially when I look at Jaden Daniels' stats from last week, and it's like Jaden went 209, and you're telling me that Cooper Rush is going to do 213 and a half against this defense?
They have to pass. They don't have a running game.
They do. You're right.
So what the Cowboys are going to be able to do is just nickel and dime it down the field.
You know what the Eagles are going to be able to do?
Take away
Everything
the
they
ball.
want, which will make them have to pass more.
Take away the ball and sack him about 10 times. That's what's going to
Also,
happen.
Remember
They'll be able
too,
to pin
how
their
many
ears
times have you seen a Dallas team that nobody thinks is good on a 425 kick come out there and surprise people? It is.
Tell you what, Max.
I think
If that, I put my money where my mouth is here. If that bet comes off,
He'll buy you a
$50,
jersey.
I will indeed. I will buy you a Jaden Daniels jersey.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I will
Little
send
side
you a
bet here.
Jaden Daniels
right.
jersey.
Little side bet.
213 and a
Risks
half,
nothing.
7.5. That is ridiculous. I'm
And
sorry,
the Cowboys
mate,
win.
but- and the Cowboys win. Yeah, obviously,
That's the polite English way of going, you're a fucking idiot. What the hell's the matter with you?
correct. John, this is your son. Can you knock some fucking sense into him? I mean, what is that about?
He's trapped for years. Don't worry.
It's all right, man.
All right,
He's
so
doing
like,
all right.
That's gonna live rent. You know, that's gonna live rent free in my head all night on Sunday.
I know. You're going to be looking at that score. Oh, Jesus.
Scott, I just want you to know that if you're thinking about me, that's great.
Always.
1A,
You know it, guys.
as far as game of the weeks go,
100%.
Lions and the Texans. Texans are getting some help back as Nico Collins
Already in the book.
looks like he's going to be.
Is he actually starting?
He's questionable. He is
the last
questionable.
that I saw that he's been
He is-
practicing this week.
He is
So-
still listed as questionable.
So from a Yanks versus Wanks fantasy talk, he is on my IR at the moment. Should I put him in the lineup?
I brought him up
mean,
off of my IR.
Yeah,
On my
and
other
it's
league, I did. I brought him
Probably
up.
a good idea to
have him ready,
You need to
just in
watch it.
case.
I think he's going to go. So does most people. This is a good game, but I still think the Lions are too powerful, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Lions got some help on the defensive end, signing what's that?
Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith,
to help mitigate some of the absences of Aiden Hutchinson.
This
I
dude that's
think-
holding. I'm sorry. This guy holding for a field goal is I got a beer gut. Go ahead.
I think the Lions are going to win this game because I don't think the Lions are going to lose at all the rest of the season, all the way to the Super Bowl. But this could be good. I mean, the Texans don't seem as playing as well as they did last year, but they've had a lot of injuries, especially to the offensive side of the ball.
So, Jesse, do you have a 17-leg parlay on everything to do with the Lions?
Yeah,
that
involves one of their pass catchers.
Yeah.
For a TD prop. No, Lions are going to win. I'm going to put $500 on the money line.
Wow.
Boom.
No other props.
Yeah, but not quite yet.
Okay. John?
This is another one of those.
This is
leg
six?
number 6. This is leg 6 of my big 6-way parlay. Is this one? The Lions given 3.5 points. So there it is. This is another one. There's fucking chum in the water, and I'm biting at it. I'm coming in like a shark, and I'm jumping on this because the Texans have not been all that good. They've been bad in spurts, really bad. C.J. Stroud, whether injuries or not, he just hasn't been the same quarterback. Nico Collins coming back will be good, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. Lions, they blow the fuck out of people. They blow them up. They waste them. So I just don't get this line unless they, again, well, we're down there in the Lions locker room with a hammer. We're going to bash these fucking running backs over the leg. I don't know what, maybe Vegas has something that going on, but I'm taking the Lions all day long on this 3.5.
Well,
let me see.
They're definitely, Vegas is definitely banking on Nico Collins playing, and
it's not enough.
Nico Collins is a goddamn good
He
receiver.
is, but it's not enough.
He is really, really fucking good.
It's just not going to be enough. The Lions are charging right now, man, and you can't keep up with them with just by saying, okay, this very high-quality wide receiver that's not elite.
You're right. They're taking Nico Collins or they're taking Stephon Diggs and putting Nico Collins right back.
It doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to keep up. That's the thing. The Lions, they just give the ball off and boom, before you know they've scored. They're winning. They're scoring 40, 50 points sometimes. I'm taking the over for 100 on this. Easy. And I'm also taking an anytime touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs and Joe Mixon for $50. Both running backs are going to score. But I just don't see the Texans hanging in this game. I really this line should be like 8.5, I think.
Oof. Yeah.
No. No absolutely. Come on, man. You know.
So is Gibson, who's the running back for...
Joe Mixon.
That's it, Mixon. Thank you. So that was 50 for that one, John, yeah?
That's right.
Okay, I got you on that. Jesse, have you got props for this game, mate?
Yeah, I got a Joe Mixon, a David Montgomery, a Nico Collins, and a Jameson Williams touchdown.
Jameis Winston touchdown. Oh, shit, I'm in the wrong stadium.
I'm on a bye week.
32.
I opened my eyes. I'm down here in Houston. Shit.
24-32 will win me $1,216.
24-32 is that, and you're how much is that? Sorry, 1,000.
1,216.
For 50 bucks.
So it does bode well that Vegas has Nico Collins in the touchdown props. So
right, okay,
he's probably playing.
Max, what have you got on this game, mate?
I'm gonna lay Detroit with the points, and I'm gonna parlay that with a Jared Goff under 230.5 passing yards, and I'm gonna lay $50 on that. It's not that I think that Detroit won't put up points. It's that Jared Goff does not really pass the ball for yards.
He doesn't. Jared Goff under how many was it?
230.5.
That's a good bet. You could even, if you could say like under 15 attempts, you'd be freaking well pressed.
That's a plus 222.
That team, they're a juggernaut right now. They look like, all right, I'm the old guy here. The 1991 Redskins. They're just blowing out everybody in front of them.
They are without doubt the team to beat in the NFC. No doubt about it.
NFL.
I think Ravens would have something to say about that.
I don't think
both the Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills would have to say something about that.
I think they could beat the Ravens and the Bills handily, and I think that the Chiefs' defense might give them trouble. But other than that, I think that they are right now. If I had to pick who's going to win the Super Bowl, it's them. They look like it.
I'm going to take Detroit for the win. I am going to lay the points as well, and I'm going to put $250 on that. This could be a shellacking by the Detroit Lions. As you said, John, they're just beating teams easily. They're trying to get tackles to score in games, man. I mean, they're putting 50 points, 40
They're
plus
scoring
points
on
up.
defense. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Real quick, we have to honor the celebrity that just entered the chat. Coach Simple, how we
Hey,
doing?
What's up
How we
there?
doing? Big
What's
Henry,
up, Henry?
how's it going, man?
Fucking A, baby. You going to the game tomorrow, Henry?
Hope he is.
All right, we got the Miami Dolphins and the LA Rams. The Rams are favored by 1.5. This line is I don't
Funky.
necessarily get it because of the fact that Rams are playing much better now. That they start getting, now, do we got an injury update on
Tyreek is
Puka
questionable.
and Tyreek? Yeah, because Tyreek has a wrist injury, right?
Yes, that flared up yesterday. Is how
Yeah, of course
McDaniel
it
put
did.
Damn, Henry. I won't see you tomorrow.
Oh, it's too bad.
Let's see.
So is Nakua banned?
No.
No,
Or-
he just got ejected from that game.
So if you get ejected, this is weird. This is one thing I never knew and
out
don't
for the
understand
game,
about the
you get
NFL.
fined.
You are just out for the game and you get fined,
Yeah,
do you?
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
okay.
come back next
Unless
week.
It's not like
Unless it's
not
like that you
in-
go over to the sidelines and get a pipe and come back and beat the dude senseless, then they can throw
Yeah,
you
yeah,
out of
yeah,
the
yeah,
league.
yeah.
And
But it's
yeah.
not like
So he
it's
was
not
also
like when in soccer where you're like, oh, you get sent off, you get a 3-game suspension.
No,
it's not like
nothing
that.
like that.
I mean,
okay.
it really just depends on what you do to get ejected.
Yeah.
But Nakua was
okay.
also only fined $5,400.
Yeah.
So
He
And
probably
It's
punch
literally a
somebody
slap
in a
to the
helmet
wrist.
with his bare hand. So, they fucking look at you and go, okay, you were stupid, so. Yeah.
So
Give me the
Jesse, have
Rams.
you got the Rams for this?
Yeah, I got the Rams in this game. I think now that they're healthy, I think they're a formidable team, and it, like I said in the beginning
Somebody's
of the year,
got a
I think
word
they
of the
are
day
going
pair of
to
toilet
win the
paper.
division. So give me the Rams laying the points. I'm going to put 100 down on that, and I'm also going to do a separate Kyron Williams, Puka Nakua. Come on, and A-Chain touchdown prop for 50. No, that's plus 596. 50 would win me $300.
There you go.
And that was laying the points, and it was -1.5. That is a strange line. Okay. John?
I'm not as big of a believer in the Rams. And, I think the reason that the line is this way is because I still think they're a bit of a chameleon. I'm not sure what they are yet as they're coming back. The Dolphins are also coming back to strength. They played the Bills to, the Bills needed a last-second field goal. to
3
beat them last
points,
week.
yeah.
Right, a last-second field goal. So the Dolphins are capable. I do think the Rams are going to win. I'm not going to touch the score or anything like that, but I will go ahead and put 50 on the over in this game. I could see this game easily being two teams in the 30s. That's too bad, Henry. But hey, man, you will be with us in spirit. We will be loud together. We're getting ready to discuss the Commanders game next, in fact.
for me with this game, give me the Rams just to win. I don't really trust the line that much, and the Dolphins to me are a team that with Tua they should be better. You know, they've lost 2 straight games by field goals. So,
yeah, but they scored last week quite a bit.
Right. I mean, they put up 27 on the Bills. Like that. You know, they should be doing better than they are. And I don't know.
Well,
I
I think in this particular week, what they said was that Tua's head has gone from the consistency of Jell-O to kind of like a head of broccoli, like a crown of broccoli. So it's just still a little soft. You can squeeze it a little bit, but it's getting to be a little bit more firm.
I mean, they put up 27 points 2 weeks in a row, but I think the Rams are just going to be able to, you know, put their thumb on them a little bit better. Just give me the Rams to win.
I'm with you. I've got the Rams to win. I don't want anything to do with this line. It's really funky just because, as you said, the Dolphins played close last week against the Bills. But the Rams, Jesse, to your point, they are a better side. They're looking like they could come out and start firing again. I will take the Rams for the win at home. That is a home team line as at 1.5. So yeah, give me that. I'll take the Rams to the win.
All right, game of the week here.
Game of the week.
We've been all what we've
2.5.
been waiting for.
So
Yeah,
real quick,
the
because
game of the
something just broke.
Oh,
Our
no.
long snapper has tweeted, "I'll be okay."
I told you he'd be okay.
Right, good.
Game
good.
of the week and Scott's appearance brought to you by Abner Wu's Dung Beetle playset. So there you go. Everybody go out there and buy your kids a Dung Beetle Farm playset.
So we have the Washington Commanders as home favorites by 2.5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over under is 41.5.
44.
Yeah, we got some issues on our side, fellas.
What is the
injuries.
over-under?
44.5.
All right. Okay.
Injuries to important places. Kicker, obviously, Cyborg has been pretty much lights out his entire
He's got to get his
time with
transmission
us,
overhauled.
and he's got a hip.
Yep.
Not only that, but Brian Robinson Jr. is out for the second week in a row, and we're going up against a Steelers defense that is very good.
Very good.
Very
They are
good.
special.
And also their offense has been really hitting it since Russell Wilson has got under center. So I don't feel good about this game. And I'm going to show that in picking the Steelers to win. I had said on our podcast that I thought it was going to be a little bit closer game, lower scoring game, but I kind of changed my mind. I think it's going, I think we're probably going to lose this game 30-22, something like that.
I don't see him scoring 30 on us. And I picked this to lose yesterday. I'm just going to go ahead and put us down in the book on this one. I'm going to hedge my bet and pick us to win. But Seibert being out is a problem. I think he's getting his fluids checked, get his oil changed. With a Cyborg, you got to take him in every once in a while. But I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll say. I've had faith that they do the right thing. This kid that's going to come up, he's not going to miss any kicks tomorrow. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to keep doing our business. We're going to keep doing our thing on offense. Regardless of that defense, I think Cliff's going to be able to solve some of the problems of what they bring, and we'll be okay. It'll be a tight game. What did I pick them yesterday? Lose 26-24? I'm going to say it opposite that way. I'm going to say the Commanders win 26-24. I'm not betting anything on it. Henry, what do you say if he's still here?
Max, what's your thoughts on the game?
So, I mean, just in general, they haven't really changed. I think that the Brian Robinson injury is big, but I don't think it's going to be detrimental to our offense.
I like Chris Rodriguez.
I think
I
Rodriguez
can see him a big game.
Rodriguez is a favorable backup for what Brian Robinson does. I think we're going to see a heavy load of Austin Eckler in the receiving game. With that, Scott, I have a little foreleg.
Yeah. Who are you taking for the win for the book?
I believe we're going to win, so I'm going to take us with the points. I'm going to say for an anytime touchdown, JD5 and George Pickens. And I'm going to say the over of 44.5. And I'm going to lay $100 on that,
JD5
which is
and Pickens and plus the over.
which I'm going to lay $100, which is a plus 1,278.
Whoa. Okay. So if that's the case, that would win you, 1,378, including your stake, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, good. Wow, that is a big
second. Hold on a second. What was that?
$100 on a plus 1,278. What is that?
1,278.
Yeah, but then you include your stake back, which would give you 1,378. Is that correct, or not?
I've always thought if it's a $100 bet, you get the plus back, like just whatever that is to the winner.
Well, this is a good time to find out. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know. I don't know what the bet was. What was the
You're
bet?
on the Bleeding Burgundy
Commanders
podcast.
minus 2.5. Jaden Daniels and George
Whoa.
Pickens.
Anytime
What?
TD.
Jaden Daniels is a rushing TD, you mean?
Anytime. So
Yeah,
yes.
anytime, TD. Yeah, Russell.
And over 44.5.
Let's see. Trey Daniels, and you said over
Pickens.
44.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's plus 749. You said,
What do you have George Pickens in there, Dud?
oh, the Pickens. Yeah, that's what I'm missing.
What did you say?
George Pickens.
I heard
I tried to say dude. and Dud
1278.
came.
Yeah,
Yeah,
1278.
that'll win him
1278.
1278 plus the $100 back. Would be
Yeah, so 1378. Yeah, cool. That is correct. Okay,
There you
cool.
go.
I don't want anything to do with this game, as in betting on it. I don't like betting on the team, but I'm going to say with our injuries and the way it goes, I think Pittsburgh are going to win this game for the book.
Yeah,
I do think Christian Rodriguez. I like him.
I just
being
think
up.
I just think being banged up is we're getting there now. I mean, I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, Christ, are we going to have to see Trent Scott playing at right tackle going against TJ Watt because Wiley's injured? We've also got Tyler Ott with an injury. Looking at that,
He's
we've
gonna
got.
be all right.
I know he said he's okay, which is cool. But then you've got a brand new kicker when you potentially going to need 3 points, walk off field goals, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be a very tough day. They've got a very good red zone defense. We've the best in the NFL, and we can struggle at times in the red zone. So
True, but
it's
we
gonna
can
be,
score
it's
from
gonna be
outside
tight.
the red zone.
We can. You're right, but it's going to be tight. And I think to Max's point, Rodriguez does give you what Brian Robinson gives you. I mean, do we have to talk? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I'm going to disagree with
I
that.
like him.
I think the game plan is different with Brian Robinson in there than.
Yeah,
He's the superior back,
I don't think
but he
they're
runs
the-
similar.
I don't think they're comparable running backs. I mean, they might have the same style, but Rodriguez is nearly as good as Brian.
No,
Robinson.
but he can be very effective. And last week we saw it. He was able to not only push piles, he's able
Against
to get
a
in there
poor
and find a
run
crevice.
defense.
Well, I don't care. It's the one he's in front of. And, he was able to find the holes, find the gaps, find the cutback lanes. And he was effective. And we've seen that out of him in the past. We were all talking about him last year. We like how he runs angry, which means he finishes on those guys. He runs and falls forward. He might not break anything, but if you're going to give me 4 to 5 to 6 yards a carry, that's fine with me. And you mix him up with some Eckler. You mix him up with some McNichols, who I don't know why did he disappear in the fourth quarter last week to give those carries up. But I thought Rodriguez made the most of it. He played well.
Do you think, though, that we need to have a conversation about B-Rob, or is this just the point where we're holding him out for Philadelphia because it's a short week?
It's
That's
a hamstring. Hamstrings are going to linger, like he was saying yesterday.
They do.
Yeah.
And, it's you got the big division schedule coming up, hold him out, keep him healthy.
Yeah.
So weirdly, it's gone from a hip questionable did not practice one day, then through to a knee, which lingered. Then he missed a game. Now it's hamstring. It's like, hang on a minute, mate. It's all interconnected, obviously, through the way that your muscles and your core moves.
And also remember too, when Curtis Samuel was in his first year here, the first year it was his groin, and then
groin.
it comes out
Yeah,
that he
so-
actually had a tear like up in his gooch. Like,
Curtis Samuel out for the week, gooch injury.
Because of
He's got
Miffin's
a torn
bridge.
gooch.
It's got torn Miffin's bridge. Yeah, nice.
He's got a torn Miffin's bridge. I swear to God, you people have the strangest. We're calling it a Miffin's bridge. Mr. Miffin's.
You know what Miffin's bridge is, though, don't you? It's the bit between,
it's the taint. It taint your ass,
that
it taint your balls.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that.
It's the taint.
and it's
Yeah.
the gooch.
The gooch, yeah.
I guess, if that's what you want to call it. All right, so there's some bets, there's some picks. I'll tell you what, tomorrow after the ball game, directly after the game, give yourself a chance to go take a leak and then come on in and sit down with us. We'll talk about what we saw with a mashup mixture of people from the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, the 1 Point Safety Show, and the Bunker. What's that, sir?
So I'm not looking forward to the after show.
Enjoy the game, Max. Enjoy the game.
I appreciate it.
Max
You never
will
know.
be
Yeah,
there.
Max will be there. So if you run into Max out there,
and
say
grab
hey.
a couple extra of them towels that they're.
Yeah, I want a towel.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
I want a towel.
Yeah, let's talk about it when we leave.
We'll talk about it.
All right, so to everybody else, you're out of that conversation. But we will be back on Monday for our big post-game show about this game. And then next week, because we play on Thursday, the Bleeding Burgundy podcast will be on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday after the game. No, and then Friday. And then we're taking a week off. And then, of course, Saturday to do the pick show to find out how much I won this week on my big six-way parlay. All right, then, everybody. Until tomorrow, we will see you then.